Well, hi babies, hi darlings, hi sweeties, hello. I hope this video finds you well. It is a general message, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Please use your own discernment and intuition. It is also timeless, so whenever you find it, it is the right time. I will never reach out to you for personal readings because I'm not doing them, and that is not me. So please report those people. Let's get into it, shall we? All right. So we have the Hermit in reverse with the Five of Cups, or the Five of Potions in this deck. Also, I'm just getting over a cold, so please forgive me if I cough in your ear. One more. Oh. All right, Four of Swords in reverse, or the Four of Bones in this deck. I'm just gonna say it like I see it. There's someone blaming their sadness, their grief, what their dissatisfaction on an outside source, and that in turn is causing a blockage in healing with that Four of Swords in reverse. With the Hermit being reversed, it's an outside source. They're pointing the finger instead of looking within. Yeah, World card. If they chose to, turn all of these cards in reverse, and look within, because the Hermit upright is that deep introspection, looking within, shining a light on uncomfortable things within. And then, that would lead to, okay, well, I accept losses were for a good reason, and being okay with that and accepting that. And, then that would lead to a healing process of some sort. So our King of Swords fell reverse on that Four of Swords. Yeah, I'm just getting like pointing fingers, lying. It's selling an illusion to themselves. Lying to themselves. These cards keep wanting to fall off. It was the Fortune card, which is the Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to put it back in the deck, but if it comes back out, then we'll know. All right. King of Wands in reverse. So we've got two kings in reverse. And I'm seeing that with like the King of Wands being dressed as like a little devil guy, and the King of Swords being a little pirate guy. They're not being real with themselves. Emperor at the bottom of the deck. They're not being real with themselves that they have been in some, they've been on demon time, essentially. They've been in some devilish energy. And not in the fun way. And with the pirate, it's like they've been on manipulation, trying to get what's they think they deserve, take from others, without earning it, that type of thing, without it's a sense of entitlement is what I'm getting. Especially with that King of Wands being in reverse, that's like a leader that is very tyrannical and insecure. So if any question their authority is questioned at all, they hammer down on that. They can't take the heat of being a leader, but they don't want to give it away. They're insecure. Jealous. Domineering. And once again, it's like this not wanting to recognize their behaviors. So that World card did pop out. We had it at the bottom of the deck earlier. So at some point, if they want to come to this conclusion, they want to find happiness, they want to find their pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, they have to recognize and take accountability and find out why they were acting this way. For one, taking accountability that they did indeed act in this manner. Two, what pushed them to that energy? What traumas, what woundings, whatever pushed them to this energy of being tyrannical, being manipulative, a liar. You know, I'm also getting like cutting words, harsh, criticisms that are unnecessary. I'm also kind of seeing this as like somebody that just cannot be pleased. And that's because that insecurity and the not seeing the truth. All right, so we've got the Knight of Wands upright with the Six of Pentacles. I don't know why I'm seeing it like this, but it's like, bro, no one's been shitting in your cereal. Like, no one's been shitting on your parade. It's been you the entire time. Like, and this is that recognition of taking that. That Knight of Wands is like that teenager energy. That moody teenager. Why do we need to know this? Two of Pentacles. And Two of Cups at the bottom. Two of Potions. Alright. Damn. So we've got the Queen of Cups here. So this is like somebody in your life, a mother figure, baby mom, whatever, and, or you are, and you're having to deal with a person that's in this energy. You're having to essentially juggle this person's, I'm getting this person likes to project and make everything of everybody else's problems of what's internally happening to them. It's like, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy kind of thing. And, it's like this, putting this, well, if I'm upset, you're going to be upset. I don't like, it's a person that doesn't like seeing other people happy, that type of thing. If you're dealing with somebody like that, it's interesting because the moon has like slowly moved into my view of my sight. So it's like being revealed to you, like all of this you've been having to juggle with this person or you're the person, I don't know, but when you're, you know, because you're just like, you're in this situation where you have to be nurturing and understanding, or you're just naturally like that. And so you've been juggling and dealing with your own internal stuff on top of this person's and their problems. They don't have the emotional maturity to deal with their stuff, you know, just as you can juggle your work life and dealing with your own internal stuff. This person can't, so they got to put it on everybody else because they don't have that ability, or they don't want to. But I kind of want to get more on this world card. Strength. If you're in like this turbulent situation with this person, you gotta let them just figure this out. You gotta let them. I'm just seeing it's like letting them struggle. You gotta let them learn how to find their own strength in this. You know, or if you're in this situation, you have to look within and find your own strength, lean on yourself, because I'm seeing that this person is always putting this blame on an outside, an external thing. So there's always this leaning on something external with, you know, whatever uncomfortable, depressive, sad emotions that come up, you know, whatever emotions they're feeling that's uncomfortable, there's always this, it's not this restorative looking within, praying, any of that. This card is also associated with the Four of Swords, is associated with like funerals and stuff, so it's like not even willing to like lay that part of themselves to rest, let it go. They always want to lean on somebody else as a bandage, as a band-aid, and they don't recognize that this is why they can't get to this world card. They can't recognize their own strength because they're not doing that. They're leaning on other things, external things, to solve their problems. You know, just like somebody's already juggling their own bullshit, and then this person has to throw in a chainsaw into the mix. I'm definitely getting like mommy issues with this Queen of Cups. So they lean on nurturing people with good hearts, all of this stuff, because they never got that, or whatever, or it was excessively used, one of the sides of this coin. So they don't know how to self-regulate, juggle their own responsibilities and stuff like that. They might lean, oh yeah, they're going through a tower, because when they don't get to lean on the things that they lean on, they might lean on, you know, drugs, alcohol, spending money, you know, whatever it is. Yeah, whatever is happening to them with this Tower card and the Devil card in reverse, with the Bat, which is the Hanged Man in this deck, and the High Priestess, this, whatever's happening to them, you have to let them have their spiral, have their outbursts, and, you know, it may be exhausting to you because you're so used to just being like, man, I gotta deal with this. Like, you may have pacified this person in the past, just, you know, oh, okay, I'll help you out, like whatever, just to stop this, because, or, you know, you genuinely care for them and you don't want to see them hurting, but it comes to a point where you're juggling shit that you don't need to be juggling. You're not doing the same show. When you need to be doing this self-love, nurturing yourself, caring for yourself, healing, loving on yourself, instead of others, and that don't have the ability to self-regulate. They can't lean on themselves, and now they're in this position. They probably have extreme codependency tendencies, and that they're not even like aware of. Obviously there's no self-reflection happening anywhere here. So these people have extreme outbursts. I'm also seeing with this Five of Cups, like alcohol abuse or something of the sort. How does this person, what does this person need to do to just move through their emotions, move through whatever it is, their codependencies or whatever? Two of Swords, Ace of Swords. And they both landed on the Strength card with the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom and the Star. They have these desires to, honestly, they just need to be real with themselves. They have desires to be happy, to be healed, but they're not being honest with themselves with that King of Swords in reverse and the King of Wands. They're being tyrannical, they're being in control when they can't handle it. They're taking on responsibilities and things that they can't even handle because they don't even know how to handle their inner world. So they try to they might be one of those people that take on a lot of like external things, like at work or whatever. They burn themselves out, they have a meltdown, and then it's somebody else's fault when they can't recognize. This person needs to be real with themselves that they're blocking themselves from their own happiness. And that's the truth. That's the honest truth. As soon as they take 100% accountability for that, see how that white rose is coming out of that skull? Like, then it's like, oh shit, the world opens wide open, their crown opens, and they can get these messages from the divine of how the steps they need to take to their happiness. There's always this external happiness for them. They're miserable inside because they're holding on. They're addicted to these feelings. They're addicted to depression, sadness, anger, resent, all of these things. And instead of looking at their own strength, and I'm also seeing it as like, not everyone can go to the gym and work out because it's uncomfortable, right? I'm seeing that as like this person may not work out either. Like they can't commit to anything that's uncomfortable, physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever it is. Anything that, because your ego, you get so stuck in your rut, addicted to these emotions that you live through every day. And discomfort is looking in the mirror and recognizing you're the problem. Yeah, shitty things have happened to you, but you're choosing to be miserable. And that in itself is going to require strength. It's going to require muscle, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's going to be uncomfortable to get to this ending, this, this world card, this happiness, whatever they've got in their mind of what life's supposed to be like. That Ten of Pentacles, that Star card, the wish fulfillment, the home, the house, the love, whatever, that's going to take discomfort, and they need to be real with themselves. All right, well, that was an interesting message. Babies, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. I love you so much. Thank you. All right, babies, love you. Bye.